Hi, welcome to episode 23 of Ask the Business Coach. I can't believe we're actually on episode 23, and when I look back at all the questions that have come in this year, the different variety of questions we've had covering everything from well-being to business growth to customer satisfaction to the leadership, it's just great in terms of the diversity of questions. So if you've been an avid follower of Ask the Business Coach, fantastic if you've been watching the episodes. But if you have missed any of the early episodes, what I would urge you to do is to go back and watch them on Backplay, because there's some really powerful stuff. And you can bet that these questions are from live customers, clients, people out there who are facing the challenges that we're all facing every single day. So they are absolutely real world. And today's is no different. This is one that will stop you in your mental tracks. I am sure when you hear it, it's going to be one that we've all reflected and thought about, particularly over the course of the pandemic that we have been going through. And the question is this from Janet. So thank you, Janet, for the question. Does work-life balance really exist, or is it a false expectation? What a great question. So a couple of angles and perspectives on this. Number one, Janet, I'm on page. I think it is a false expectation, which is where I'm guessing you are going in terms of the loaded question that you have posed. I think it is a false expectation. And the reason why I think it's a false expectation is because balance never exists in life. And I think if you change the question from, does work-life blend really exist? Then that's a different question, and a question that's easier to evaluate, to answer, and also to find the solutions to. So I would substitute and think about your language and take the word balance out and put the, how do you find work-life blend? And the challenge is that even when you talk about blend, this is a constant juggling act. It's not something that you can sleepwalk into. It's something that requires conscious, deliberate intent. And you know my view, it's about how you get in the driver's seat of your life. It's about how you place yourself on the front foot. It's about how you are the architect of your own destiny. And with conscious, deliberate intent, you consciously design your high performance weeks. You think about this blend and how you are striking the balance. That you put some non-negotiables in there in terms of being brutal about how you are managing your time and some of the design principles around it. And then I truly believe that you can find a blend, but it requires that conscious intent. And think of it like this. Think about it as your recipe. And when you're watching MasterChef or when you're cooking your favorite dish, it's about being clear about what are the ingredients that you need in order to create that perfect dish. What's the quantities that you need to put them in and in order to get the recipe right? And then the third key dynamic is, what's the sequence with which you do it? And I think of your blend or your high performance week or setting yourself up for success both personally and professionally as that recipe. Know your ingredients, know the mix in terms of the quantities that you need, and thirdly, be really clear about the sequence. And like with any great spaghetti bolognese or chili that you cook, when does it taste best? It tastes best next day once it's had time for the fusion to really kick in. And I think when you think about your blend, it's about making sure that in varying weeks there will be the scales will be aligned in favor of one. So one week you might feel like you've really got your personal blend and your personal life under control. Next week you might think you're professionally in kilter and aligned, but your personal is slightly out. So blend is about recognizing you're not trying to create an equilibrium where you have perfect balance, because you are just setting yourself up to fail. It's a false expectation. Within blend, what you're recognizing is there will be times in the days and the weeks where you've got levels of focus in certain areas, but recognizing that you counterbalance that by making sure at the back half of the week or the following week that you've got your equilibrium back and you're counterbalancing in other areas, will make sure that over a sustained period of time, what you feel like is that you're starting to create this blend, but it isn't setting yourself up with false expectations. So there you have it. That's my take. Janet, thank you for a great question. I am sure this is resonating with us all as we try to find that equilibrium, as we try to find that right blend, as we consciously fight every single day, particularly when you're pinged in pandemic, which has happened for us so many times, when you've got curveballs that are coming at you all the time. And I think having that mindset of a blended approach just might help it easier to rationalize it in your mind, with conscious intent, then design your high performance weeks and then find your equilibrium and finding the blend between the two. So there you have it. As always, keep your questions coming in. Send them through to askthebusinesscoach@channeli.media. And until next time on Ask the Business Coach, goodbye for now.